Today is November 19th, 2024, and I booted into my daily driver, in this case vanilladpup64, and I wanted to talk about an interesting program. It's just a terminal command, the INXI. I remember being exposed to this command about 10-15 years ago when I was playing around with a Peppermint Linux and Arch Linux, but because I use PuppyLinux almost always in the last few years, that I've gotten away from using it, and I've realized that vanilladpup and the bookworm 64 PuppyLinux, because they're based on Debian, there is a INXI command that's available. So you simply have to install it using a terminal command of apt or Synaptic Package Manager. I did try it on PuppyLinux F96CE4, and I was able to install it because it was available in a Package Manager. But when I try to launch it in a terminal command, I get an error of compiling error. So that's not. So I wanted to just highlight it from vanilladpup today. So to get basic information, I think the INXI-H is what you want to start with, and it just is amazing in that it has so many options that you could, and then it's several pages of options. So it has a tremendous coverage in that you can find out a lot about your laptop or PC. But I want to just highlight some of the brief major options. So here's options with the INXI-H. So first, just to get a basic overall information, you can either use INXI or probably -B is a better idea. Let me just go ahead and put it over here, and then INXI-B basic. So it gives you information about your basic hardware. So I think this is very helpful frequently, and I wanted to just point out that -B. -M similarly is very helpful, and for me it's much easier to see. Usually if I use a free -H command, for example, it's not as obvious as this. This here, you can you know that there's two RAM slots, and the RAMs are DDR4, and one of them has 16 gig and the other has 4 gig, and and it also tells you 11% of RAM is being used right now. So I think that's very helpful. And then -P, similar to -D, will give you a nice arrangement of partition. So I have NVMe drive that's partitioned 3 different partitions, and gives you information about how much of it is being used and size and so on, and also gives you information about swap partitions. So I think that is similar to output that you get from DF, for example, but it's much easier to interpret in my mind. And so that's -P or -D, and so we'll go to INXI. We'll go to internet related, and -I will give you, I do have wireless card which I don't use, but I have Ethernet connection, and it gives you information of IP address and so on. So again, that's similar to a command of ifconfig, but for me this is more concise and more practical. And what I was is very unique in that you can also get a weather report, and INXI W small letter W will give you information locally about the condition of weather at the time. So it's going to be cloudy and it's going to be cool, and usual San Diego weather during the winter. So, and what's more interesting is that you can go ahead and substitute it with a larger W, and then you can put in the name of the city and the country. So without the space, and it'll give you information about weather there, and then time and so on. So I think this is pretty neat. Usually though, you may want to start with dash capital F, because it'll give you a lot of information on your device. So let's just go ahead and clear that up. Again, let me just clear the screen, and then we'll go to capital F. So, and then you wanna so this will give you a pretty much complete information on your hardware and so on. And then you can either try to pipe it into grep, or use the other options that I mentioned to get the specific information if you need it.